Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I am here with my co-caster, Todd Havercorn. Todd, how are you today?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
I am excellent. I am looking forward to this top-tier matchup. We have SMC Tactical versus Legionnaires, a diamond versus gold matchup, and this is a really big game for Legionnaires. You know, they're going up against a pretty challenging team, one that I think is beatable. We'll have more to talk about that since they picked up some new players. And if they can get off to a good start here, it's just a great opportunity for them to kick off this the start of Season 8.
Oh yeah, and definitely the first game really sets the momentum for the entire season.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see probably some really interesting things, not just in this game, but throughout the entirety of the VR Master League.
Yeah.
We definitely see some new teams, like, you know, lower tier teams, like really push up in the standings here, really show where they're supposed to be at.
It's gonna be exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to the entirety of Season 8. It's a good time to be an Onward fan, that's for sure. And I am expecting some real interesting plays to come out of today with SMC versus Legionnaires. Over on SMC side, before we get into the pick bands, talk about the rosters. On SMC's side, we have The Sickness, Captain Soda, Edna Jordan, Landon Jordan, Mr. Beefy, Pwnecake, all familiar names, and then two new additions, a Miracle Dev and Triple Nipple. And over on Legionnaires, we have Kagan, DMT, Mr. Meowgi, Raider, Mauhau, a new addition, Mr. Sirius, and Zarek. And he is in the active squad today. So we will see what... So is Trip there as well? No, Trip is not playing today.
He's not there, but we may see him later. They
Yeah,
might cycle him in, you know. Just a friendly surprise later.
But we will get into pick bands because both teams are in the lobby and they are getting ready to hop in, and it's going to be quick, so we got to be ready for the action. Our first band coming in from SMC is Bazaar. So that's kind of a surprise to me, honestly. I feel like, I guess historically they don't do too well on Bazaar, but they are a good close quarters team and they are good at communicating on those tight quarters. So it's interesting that SMC bans that.
It's always a favorite of mine, just because it has a nice mix of strategy with all the lanular activity to it, and the close quarter combat where it literally becomes a physicality element to the game, and I really enjoy that. But I guess Legionnaires wasn't really feeling all physical today, so.
No, they weren't, and we are going to hop into it. We do have both two close quarters maps getting taken off of the roster today, Bazaar and Suburbia. But we still have a couple available: Cargo, Subway, even Tanker, still options. And we are going to be hopping into Cargo for map number 1. So we're going to kick things off with guns blazing.
Yeah, Cargo's always a close quarter, high intensity, action-filled map, mainly because of its size, but also the density of all the places of cover, like these large downpour interactive intermodals that you probably see around here, crates, tunnel, you name it, it's probably covered.
Absolutely, and I don't think we're going to be waiting much longer. Both squads nearly ready. On the active roster for SMC, we have SMC. We have Sickness, Captain Soda, Mr. Beefy, Landon Jordan, and Pwnecake. So that's their regular 5. Like we said, Trip not being thrown in there yet, but maybe we'll see him with some more maps. And over on Legionnaires, we have Raider, K464, Zarek, Mauhau, and Mr. Meowgi.
Both pretty good squads, very seasoned squads nonetheless. I think I've seen all these guys around as long as I've been around, since season 4, so definitely no lack of skill to be seen here. All good stuff.
I know this the spelling of Legionnaires threw you off there. We had to adjust that. But we are going to be hopping into this first round pretty shortly. The first objective, tucked back. One thing we got to talk about, obviously, that you will notice right away is the new graphics with their most recent update. There has been graphical changes. Todd, how do you feel like those graphic changes affect the gameplay?
Well, they definitely mess up the meta. because you can't really, on Volk at least, you can't really hide in certain spots. Even on Cargo, the middle area that you normally be looking at is normally extremely dark, and you could sneak in there on Volk and hide just in plain sight, be relatively not spotted. But now it's normally lit, so good luck hiding there using camouflage.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely going to affect how this first defensive split comes out from Legionnaires. And yeah, they are not pushing up hard at all. They all tucked back. They're not relying on those dark corners. Mr. Miyagi is still tucked there behind some wood. His position is pretty exposed. And Mayhow off to the races with an early pick, catching out Landon Jordan along this long lane. The super exposed lane, you normally have to be careful about crossing.
One down.
Push coming up from tunnel side. Beefy trying to get nades over this intermodal that's right there. Just couldn't get it over.
Does take out Zarek. A refrag from Zarek doesn't take out Beefy or Sickness. Sickness with a confirm kill, so no res available, and we're into a 4v4. Ooh, this frag, a nice toss. Almost goes right into that little corner there, but Beefy's still alive, tucked in.
Now, Sickness doesn't realize it, but there is a C4 on this container that he is probably going to have to go around at one point. The question is the person who placed that C4 still up and able to activate that on command? Be an interesting kill nonetheless.
Where exactly is that C4?
It's on that container. Here. Use the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting spot. That's really kind of like a last resort C4. You gotta hope that the person that has that trigger is still
Soda
alive.
might be a victim here. Oh, but they don't activate it.
Oh my gosh, Soda with the double. The objective completely open. It's all up to K4, who finds one in the back, finds Pokecake in the back. A fantastic double, and he's holding on to this round as Sickness did not advance up with the team. And we're into a 1v1 with 4:13 left.
Around the corner. He sees Sickness, but he doesn't make it.
Wow, what a hectic round one. And if this is what we can expect from the series, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, first round being fun. I'm loving it. Let's continue this. Keep it going, boys.
Take a look at the KDs. Nice spread there, but K4 with that huge double there. Almost bringing Legionnaires back in. SMC, though, with a good start, grabbing that Marsoc round, so...
For those of you who might be confused, if you haven't heard, I believe that K464N is actually Kagan. He had to use a different service to use Onward, but due to the fact that Kagan is a pretty common name, he had to get a little creative on it. Now you are in the loop.
Wow. That's fun Onward facts right there. How did I never pick up on that? That's been his name. That's always been his name, I believe.
Kagan has always been his name. Yeah, he was
well,
on
with that
Animal House.
I know Kagan, but I'm saying with that spelling, that's always how it's been spelled, and I never knew that.
I guess so. I guess I'm not picking up your point, but
no one's ever told me that. That's what I'm saying. Like I never knew that. I've always called him for 7 seasons. I've called him K4. I don't know why nobody's corrected me.
I think maybe in the beginning, like before I came around, it was spelled that way. Because I'm an Onward youngin, and he's gone back to his old ways. But I've always known him as, you know, the little cat ears that they do on Legionnaires as Kagan. He used to be on Animal House when I.
You really just blew my mind with that one.
Thank you. I can't tell if you're sarcastic or not.
I'm not. I'm being serious.
Okay.
For 7 seasons, I called him K464. It's how I always would call it in cast. No one ever told me it was Kagan, and it's absolutely Kagan. Captain Soda, Sickness, they are not afraid to push up with the new meta, the new graphics.
Now, Sickness has to be careful at that cover he's at. It's not exactly bulletproof. It'll absorb it, but bullets will still travel through. We got a shield coming through. Sickness sees it, but decides he can't really do much about that, so he retreats back a box.
Soda pushing up nicely, gets 1 pick, and the callouts from Sickness identifying Miyagi and K4 here.
Oh, and a nade right by Sickness. Doesn't land on him, though.
He does take a little bit of damage, and interesting defensive smoke. This is going to allow Soda to position himself and toss a nade behind Miyagi, and he turns the shield, denying the explosive there. Kagan tucks in as well, so both still safe in this lane and still a threat. Ponkei catching out Mayho, and now it's a 3v5. Legionnaires on the back foot.
Just gonna try to explain this as quickly as possible. Cargo is dark enough. You can use night vision without being blinded, so you can now use a pistol and a laser pretty effectively on Cargo. Might be what Miyagi is trying to do here. If you could just see where Sickness is.
Yeah, interesting. The new lighting, allowing some of the return of some old strategies, and this is definitely a shield user's favorite. And they got to be careful of this because he can laser in right onto a head. And they're doing non-stop suppression on this. And if you notice, Beefy and Ponecake maybe be positioning themselves to get on the flank. Kagan is aware of that possibility, and that's what he's covering. He's covering their backside, and they're really just stuck. What is their plan here to get out of this tunnel?
Well, everyone knows exactly where it is. That flank looks like it's coming to fruition, or not. As I say that, they start heading back. It looks like Legionnaire's best bet is to actually abandon the tunnel and go around another way.
You're absolutely right. They're lucky they haven't been flanked yet. And if they sit here long enough, eventually one of these guys, Beefy or Ponecake, will push up behind them. So they have to make a decision, and I think that's the best bet, is to back off. Maybe that is what they're doing. They try to, but Soda manages to find that shot he was looking for. Maybe capturing a knee or an elbow does take him down the res, and Ponecake follows up quick off the down, and great communication coming in from SMC Tactical to get them a second round and go up 2-0.
The stuff we see from top tier teams always interesting. We see both ends of the game. We see the aggressive play style, then we see them tone it back, lure the enemy in, and then push again.
Yeah, that was... I love seeing that finish off too, you know. As soon as they got that shield and the res came out, they didn't just let that go unpunished, you know, or unawarded rather. You know, as soon as that happened, Ponecake pushed around. They had an opening. He took out Kagan and then followed that up, taking down the shield user before he could pull his shield up. That's just good. That's teamwork that you have to get by playing a lot together.
Yeah, and Legionnaires, I'm sorry, well, but actually both
they
teams
have it.
Have been around for a while to have these kinds of like small little niche things down pat.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that we're seeing such a well-oiled machine here, even on both ends.
Yeah, Legionnaires were looking good there. I mean, you're identifying that night vision strategy is really interesting because that's exactly what they were doing, utilizing the new darkness of Cargo and putting on a night vision. It was something that was initially not a possibility on all day maps, but yeah, obviously that changes as lighting changes. So.
And we are going to see a lot more of this now because when you use the shield in game, for those of you who don't know, the shield now has kind of like a simulated weight to it, so you can't like flick it, and it's not like a piece of paper anymore. You know what I mean? It actually has momentum that needs to be stopped. So shield flicking is no longer effective, and so you gotta adapt and overcome.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the strategies. I guess some people are just relying on pure pistol skill as well, and not really putting the laser on there, and still going with the shield. I've also seen shotguns. I'm not sure if people are still. That's a really invested option there.
Yeah, when you use a shotgun, you're basically giving away a teammate. In the hopes that you can down someone, they can take your guns.
Early,
take your stuff.
Early C4 tossed up, and a nice nade coming in from Landon catches out Mayhow. Wonder if he spots that, or if they'll be able to get the res. Lots of shots coming in over the dead body. Mr. Miyagi and Raider trying to get over here and pick him up, while the rest of SMC Tactical advance up the middle.
Ooh, and a bad time to rotate came out of Eric while Beefy just shot him. I don't even know how to describe that. It was pretty pure.
Tons of kills in the center here. A nice res onto Mayhow from Raider and a nade from Miyagi. Lands Legionnaires a couple of downs and kills, and we're into a 3v3, 2v3, excuse me. Oh no, Mayhow nades himself. A botched toss. Maybe, what are your thoughts? Does he have an index over there?
It could be. The index, as I understand it, is that you're actually gripping, and you'd probably explain this better.
Oh yeah,
you have an
I think it's
index.
actually easier to throw nades, so I would be surprised if he did botch a nade with an index, but either way, a botched nade, and Raider getting super aggressive up here finds one, but Pwnecake with the refrag, and now it's a 1v2. Kagan tucked in behind the smoke, being denied vision as Landon rotates around. He may be able to go in there and get a cap.
A nice kill from Kagan, but Landon is on objective. He has pad out. Will Kagan get there in time?
Oh my gosh, he sees him. He gets the shots off. He stops Landon from capping, and Landon, forced to go for the kill, still does push SMC Tactical up another point and putting him at 3-0 in map number 1.
A good decision from Landon. When you're on objective, you best just dump everything you got on there. Flashes, I don't think a smoke will make much difference, but if you get shots off on there, that'll definitely deter the enemy enough.
I think Landon may have taken a shot, and that's why he pulled off there, because there was a lot of bullets getting real close to hitting him there in that little tiny gap between the pallets and the that metal wall, that metal door he was sitting at. Yeah, thank you.
The containers are officially called intermodals. Another thing to know.
No way. Containers. I'm not gonna. Why would you make something short or longer? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm just that kind
Containers is a better word. That's what they should be calling them.
I don't know. I like the word intermodal, okay? Containers is just boring, you know? But
You can do what you
say
want.
intermodal. You know, it just rolls off the tongue. Legionnaires, though, they have to find a strat that works now or never if they want to take this first map.
It's very reminiscent of watching the Globochem game where they sort of ran away with the momentum. But if Legionnaires can maybe get a little counter-aggression here and surprise SMC Tactical, they have an opportunity, but they are on offense here. So if they get over-aggressive, they could be really punished.
The main thing I see about Legionnaires doing wrong right now is I feel like their rotations are a little off, meaning that they rotate at the wrong time. They don't anticipate when SMC is going to make the move at the appropriate time and thus get punished for it.
Free fire from both sides, one along both exposed lanes, really. And Zarek almost finding some kills with some of those shots. Some nades coming in, and Pwnecake lands one right on top of Zarek's head. A nice long-range toss. Ooh, a follow-up nade. Catches him, and he's down. Mayhow also getting picked up by a nade, and the frags are real from SMC Tactical right now.
Oh, and nade from Miyagi flashes Sickness. Captain Soda knows about it now. Gets Miyagi.
Yeah, I don't think the flash caught Soda, so Sickness may be calling that out. And Soda ready for that and peeks out, catching the side of the shield user. If he's fortunate, he can go grab that shield and use it as a defensive tool, but might not have the time as Kagan and Raider come charging down the tunnel as well.
They might go for a shield retrieval here, but the smoke's pointing the wrong way.
Ooh, Raider with a nice pick down the lane, and Captain Soda does get the shield, and he's right up in the face of this push. Kagan here putting some rounds out into this doorway, and they're in a bit of a jam. Captain Soda could easily hold this off, spots another one, and just drops back. Decides to tuck in and play it safe.
Nade from Kagan doesn't land on Soda, though. A little late. Gets picked by Sickness. Raider and Soda. Soda's baiting Raider back to Sickness because he can't really shoot effectively.
Raider, here's the footsteps. The pre-fire on the corner there. Catches him. Can he get another? He's in a firefight here. Can't land the shots on the Pwnecake. And SMC Tactical take map 1 in dominating fashion, 4-0.
Even though they lost, I think Legionnaires still did a great job on this map. They always hit hard and heavy on SMC and practically brought it down to like last man on a couple of rounds there, I think.
Yeah, that first round was a great near round. I mean, they almost started it off well. You know, they almost had that first round. It came down to the 1v1 and just couldn't pull it out. And I agree, they had some good strats coming in. They had some well-practiced strats stuff. You know, obviously showing that they have been putting in the time, doing the scrims, even within the last couple weeks, because this patch is relatively new.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of mechanics that have, you know, been subtly tweaked, but can really affect how the game is played.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will be going into Legionnaires map pick. So chalk up maybe this hard loss to SMC Tactical getting that first map and being a little bit more prepared.
And who knows? Maybe Legionnaires are not really the most comfortable on small maps. You know, maybe they like Bazaar, or I'm sorry, Downfall or Quarantine. Bazaar's been banned, so
yeah, and they banned Suburbia, so yeah, that's a good point.
It makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Legionnaires can pull it out. I'd like to see at least them getting on the board here in the next round, because otherwise SMC, they're looking really good right now. They're in peak SMC form, and we're not going onto a long-range map, and it is Legionnaires map pick. We're going to Tanker, the next available, the only other available, I guess Subway, but the next available close quarters map.
Practically Cargo 2.0 with 2 levels.
Yeah, right.
It's actually, it is Cargo 2.0 because Cargo started, like Tanker was Cargo, right? And then they took away Cargo, put in Tanker, and they were like, hey, let's have both. At least that's how I understand it. This was before my time, guys.
Tanker is a new, a hot one in the league this season. We've had it in three different games.
I think it's a really enjoyable map.
Hard to spectate. I'll say that, but yeah, I do like seeing the strats that come out of here. I love seeing the noise suppression and the different sorts of ways that teams try and advance up across the top and bottom floors of the map. I think we're going to kick it off with a downstairs objective. You almost had it.
I can't spell.
It's like, I don't know how they decided on the spelling of Legionnaires, but the way I remember it is Legionnaires.
Legionnaires. Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I mean, maybe we could start calling them the Legionnaires, and then it would be more on point. But they're the Legionnaires apparently.
I might just start doing that. See, I'm known for being a bad speller. I spell everything phonetically.
Okay. Well, then that'll help. There you go. That's how I remember it. So we're the same.
Yeah. It's another map where shields become incredibly powerful because it is dark and you can use night vision, attach a laser sight. You know exactly where you're pointing with your pistol.
So we'll definitely be seeing that coming out of the Legionnaires today.
Legionnaires. I think it'd be practically suicide not to at least take a shield. On this.
Yeah. I agree. SMC will definitely be breaking it out. I mean, I'll be surprised to see if see them not bringing it. And I guess we should check. Do we have any rotations from anybody? No, we do not. The same 5 on both sides, so no roster changes.
All this is pretty much old school SMC, I think.
Yeah. It really is. It's the core.
The Fab 5.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they win this map. That for that third map they throw in at least one of their subs. You know, and they have good.
Yeah,
I mean, they have dangerous subs. I mean,
Dev's definitely good. Triple's good too.
Yeah, those new acquisitions are some serious threats, and from what I have heard through the grapevine, things have been going well with both those players. So
Oh yeah, and we love Trip anyway. So.
Yeah, we sure do.
Always got to support our fellow casters.
Oh, we like him, you know. Loves.
We like him.
Strong. Oh, kid. Okay, we are patiently awaiting both squads to ready up. It does look like everybody is in the lobby, and we should be getting underway shortly. If you are just tuning in, thank you for dropping by. Please make sure you hit that follow button, because we are going to have a lot more action here. Also, if you're not aware, because we haven't told you, there is another match going on right now on Master League 2. I believe it is Space Force. Gosh, I don't know who they're versing. You're going to have to do the research, do some digging. But it's Space Force versus somebody over on Master League 2. Noman's the host over there. So if you want to do a little multi-stream, make sure you toss up both of us, and you can get all of the Onward action your heart can desire. Right here, you're going to be watching Legionnaires SMC Tactical Map number 2, round 1. And there's the shield. Like we're having tech difficulties on the side of my co-caster, so you don't hear his voice for a bit. That's a-okay. It's just me here. It's just me and you, Chad. As the game is underway, Ponke catching out Mayo and getting aggressive here, charging in towards Kagan just around the corner. On the reload, Kagan catches him out. Captain Soda, in the meantime, catches out Zarek, and a nice nade from Landon downs Kagan. The follow-up, confirming the kills. We're into a 2v4 as the shield user and Raider make their way up the center. Mr. Miyagi and Raider. Ooh, good shots. A trade there from Raider on the backside. He can be rezzed. Drops back quick, does get the res. A nade comes in. A flash onto Miyagi. The res from Sickness picks up Beefy. We're back into a 4v2, 4v3 as Raider finds the head of Beefy, and he's dead and down. Miyagi with more utility here. Pulls it out quick. Tosses it. Is that a smoke? I can't tell. A nade right at the foot of Miyagi. Tries to save Raider by getting the shield up there, but can't, and now it's all up to Miyagi as he is getting flanked by Landon on the backside, but he doesn't need it as Sickness and Soda deal with Mr. Miyagi and are currently 5-0 in the series. They have not let Legionnaires get a single round. Broke Todd trying to have him check up on the other stream. We will do that real quick though while we're in between rounds. Give me one quick second. Get you the delayed live update. Looks like currently Space Force on Bazaar are 3-0 to Ember. Or sorry, beating Ember 3-0. That was very unclear how I worded that. Little update over there onto the Master League 2 action. Yeah, I like the in chat. It's Cargo 1.0. That's very true. Cargo 2.0 is Cargo. This is Tanker is Cargo 1.0. Oh, you said that. No, that was Todd. No. I don't know. I get people mixed up in chat. Trip said that in chat. Jeez. Update the scores here as we hop into the second round of this Tanker matchup. KD's coming in. Captain Soda doing some work there on the defense. We'll see if he can keep mowing down people with the LMG. That's his favorite weapon. Fun fact, you got to reload your LMG before the start of a round. If you're new to Onward, definitely a common rookie mistake, getting right in the middle of the battle and then having no ammo loaded up into that big old belt-fed machine.
Yeah, and I can attest to the times where that has happened to me in a game, so.
Sickness kicking it off with an early kill. Downing Mr. Miyagi. Not sure where Sickness is and how he did that. Oh, there he is, finally. Spotting him there. On the other side, the other lane. That's going to open up a nice avenue of approach for the two of these guys. Wish I could read their names. Sickness and Soda. If Soda can get positioned here to have a lane of fire into the objective room, he's just going to be able to dump rounds and allow for all sorts of interesting rotations out of SMC.
And from what I've seen from SMC, they could just wait for the rotation. I'm sorry, but they could just wait for Legionnaires rotation and get the picks that way. But we're going to see some Keg and Captain Soda action right here. They are on the same door.
Landon also has an angle right onto Kagan. The trade comes out. And a lot of fire from Zarek over the top. Soda is Resable. Ponecake looking for a frag. Getting aggressive. He goes down. A bit of over-aggression as Landon tries to peek up and over. Does find the shots. And Mr. Meowgie confirming Sickness. Actually, no, he downed Sickness, who was approaching from the backside. SMC only 2 alive. They're into this 2v2, 1 Resable. Landon trading with Meowgie. Now we're into a 1v1. Raiders got to get this res.
Yes, he does. I'm surprised that none of them ever like took the 2 seconds to stick a needle into your friend.
Yeah.
Bring him back on the field.
I don't know why they didn't pick up Soda. He was Resable right there in the corner. Could be
I'm sure he was shouting it too.
Could be a spectator bug on our end, maybe. Maybe he wasn't Resable. I don't, you know. Could unsure, but I think it was just over-aggression there from Ponecake peeking that corner, and he did get punished. And now, into the 1v2 we go as SMC on the back foot. It may be a Legionnaire's first round of the day.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, at least in my spectator view, it seems like that the devs had gotten rid of some containers. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, it does look a little bit cleaned up in there as Meowgie catches the exposed Beefy, right as you say it. I think there was containers there in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit less cluttered down there, and they definitely have done a lot of adjustments like that to the maps where they've added and reduced little effects like that. And we were talking about that on Quarantine, where just a little hump into a hill can change everything on how you approach something a lane.
Who knows? Maybe the ship has new management and they're picking it up more.
Yeah, a little bit more organized.
Yeah.
But good news for Legionnaires, they are on the board on their map pick. Definitely looking good there. But
And tied.
If we keep going this way, though, it's going to be hard for Legionnaires to win the second map because SMC obviously having that Volk advantage.
I think there's some objectives on here, namely the top deck.
Absolutely.
Forward one. That's very Marsoc biased.
Yeah.
Chance.
No, you're absolutely right. There are some very capable objectives, and we'll see if we get any aggressive rotations or aggressive plays as we move to these upper level objectives and dive into round number 3 of map 2. It's been a good series so far. SMC definitely proving to be the more powerful team, the higher ranked team. Obviously, it is a diamond versus gold matchup, but Legionnaires putting up a pretty good fight, and we're tied up here as we go into map number 2.
And speaking of capital objectives, we do have that one I was just talking about. So it's now or never for Legionnaires to get a lead here, basically.
Nade comes out, but no one that has pushed up too far to be caught out by it. And Legionnaires actually slow playing this one, and that's a nice change of pace because they have been sort of aggressively advancing into SMC's line of defense almost every round, and I think now they're finally slowing it up as they managed to get onto the board after last round on the Volk.
That first victory inspires so much confidence in your team. It really does. It sounds cheesy, but it really does.
That's why I was saying if SMC keeps going the way they were going, it's going to be bad news for Legionnaires because they're a team that rides that momentum really well. You know, you could hear them cheering after rounds, and they're in. I mean, these players get into the rounds, and if they keep winning, they'll be more confident in their plays. As Soda, with a nice long-range shot down the lane, does manage to catch out Zarek, and it's going to be one down for Legionnaires.
It's interesting. We were... Sorry, gunfire. And Kagan goes down. But I was saying, it's interesting. We were talking about before how Legionnaires have toned it back, but this is the objective, not to tone it back.
Right.
This is the objective to put smokes out, put everything you got on objective, and rush in with your tablet out.
They're really just crawling into the defense here as SMC are in... Sorry, do only have 3 left alive. Legionnaires with 2. They're advancing on to Sickness. Sickness tossing that nade a bit too far. Turns the flashlight on, and a nade from Auhau and shots from Mr. Miyagi put SMC into a 2v2. This is dangerous right now. I have no idea who this is because my name tag's broken, but up against Landon Miyagi. Finds the kills, and now Soda has to be on top of objective. Has to go for the res. Shots from Raider over the top. Do suppress Captain, and there's a cap opportunity here. If they get behind that, or tuck into that red truck.
Soda downs Miyagi. It's now a 1v1. Will Mayo go for objective or try to kill Soda himself? His options have pretty much ran out. He could also try to just guard Landon's body and wait for that res to come and get both of them. But that res is coming right now. Captain Soda, needle out on Landon. With a little trouble there, but gets it. It's now 2v1.
I wonder if they know Mayhow's over here. He's sort of snuck over, and they don't. Landon goes down. Soda nearly peeking himself out there, and the shots come in. Mayhow clutching it for Legionnaires, puts them up for the first time in the series as they go 2-1.
It's that momentum, man. It's that momentum. Legionnaires have just found out how they want to play it, and I think they're going to stick to it and probably be a lot more competitive than they were in Cargo.
The slow play does pay off. Nearly didn't, but some good clutch kills in the center there, just towards the middle of their push, putting them into a nice 2v2 where they do manage to get the dub. SMC's not making it easy though.
No, they aren't. Really good defense, really good rotations. They're definitely patient on where they want to go. Like, we didn't see that res on Landon for a bit, whilst I believe that was Sickness, right? Checking the area, making sure it was clear. I forget names easily. Just
Can't recall.
SMC's been playing it really calmly.
Yeah, absolutely. Legionnaires have to be careful because SMC can come out here with a real strong play because they've been, like you said, they've been playing reserve. They haven't really been bringing in any hard-hitting plays quite yet. So this is an opportunity for them to come in hot with some of those smokes like you're talking about earlier, where they come in fast. And if anybody's going to do it, SMC is going to be the team to do it. So maybe that's something we can anticipate as we go into this fourth round. I wonder if Legionnaires are going to be anticipating it. You know, that's the biggest thing. Are they going to be ready for a hard push?
I mean, I'm anticipating it. If I could lower my settings right now, I would. But
definitely don't.
I might just crash out here.
You definitely don't want to be on 120 hertz when this happens. I'll tell you that. This will be
We're about
hurting.
to see Will Todd crash with their play.
Ooh.
Oh,
Looks like we had a DC on Legionnaires as we'd got it just about hopped into that round. So a bit of a false start. We apologize for that.
always gets you so hyped. It's such a letdown, right? One thing I really like about the things that changed on this map is that the thunder isn't nearly as loud anymore.
Dude, you're right. That's something Thank you. Praise be to Dante, dude. He's heard my words. He's heard everybody's words, I'm sure. It was a loud... Yeah, you're right, dude. I haven't... This whole time we've been chilling here, I've been able to talk freely to you, and I haven't been blasted in the ears by the sound of a thunderous roar. You're absolutely right.
Maybe the captain steered to a better weather system.
Oh, man.
Being, like in the middle of like Hurricane Katrina or something. I don't know.
Yes. I'm
I'm
so
liking
stoked.
this new management on the ship. I'm liking
Great stuff, dude. Cleaned it up on the bottom. No more lightning.
I think the top deck could use a little bit of organization, but I'm not gonna check. I just commentate on people shooting each other.
We're going to have that real soon here as SMC charge forward, landing, getting into an advanced position. And SMC is not playing this one slow. They're not crouching their way up into these positions like Legionnaires are. They quickly sprinted, and it has maybe cost them a life as Pwnecake getting a little bit over-aggressive, gets caught out by Raider. I don't know if he was over-aggressive, just didn't see Raider here tucked in.
They have stopped a bit mid-shift.
Yeah.
They might be planning to do something crazy later on rather than try to get it in the first 10 seconds.
Soda taking out Zarek opens up the opportunity for him to come up from the bottom and flank. A nice nade from Meowgi, catches out Landon. Beefy can get the res, but Meowgi is watching the body. He has opportunities to catch the rotation, doesn't get it. And the smokes are here. Sickness making his advancement up onto this first defender, Meowgi. Ooh, and the aggressive positioning gets one kill for Meowgi, but Landon with the quick refrag. Didn't waste any time getting that, and Mayhew's got his eyes trained in right on the Landon. He goes down. Mr. Beefy catches one on that side, and we're into a 2v2, just like last round.
Captain Soda is considering going upstairs, but it's being defended by Kagan. I don't think Kagan has heard Soda at all, but Soda's heard Kagan by now. He's been running around.
Yeah, and Kagan's on this rotation. He may catch the side of Soda if he's lucky, or he may expose himself with all this loud movement he's doing. Kagan. Ooh. Gets tagged, can't catch him. The push comes in, and the trade in the center. Into a 1v1.
I think Kagan's injured. He's not running full speed. Oh, nope, he's not. He was just walking.
He definitely got shot. Heard it.
Having a hard time throwing frags, hearing the verbal feedback from whatever controller he's using.
Soda with the flank. Gets himself his second kill on the round and gets SMC to tie it up 2-2. And they are not...
This is what I was talking...
Go ahead.
This is what I was talking about before. It's like SMC had plenty of opportunity there to rush in, all in, and, you know, try to cap it, but they chose not. Like, Soda didn't choose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He waited and played his cards right at the very end when he knew where everyone was and finished up the round really cleanly without really too much of a point boost.
Definitely a sign that they're feeling the heat right now. You know, they're not confident enough to go for those caps yet. They're just looking for the kills to grab themselves around, and they just wanted to tie it. I'm willing to bet that they just wanted to tie it up there. You know what I mean? They weren't really looking for a cap. And I agree with you. It's a missed opportunity. That objective is definitely capable with the right smokes and the right push.
I think there was plenty of opportunity for Soda, given this given the rotation that Kagan did, going from one stairway to the other. Soda could have snuck down and probably capped it. Like if he got the knife out and took out the guy on objective, maybe. He's a pretty quick cap, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There was opportunity there.
Great second map though. Battling it out to try and hang in there. Legionnaires, after losing heavily on Cargo, are doing pretty good on this other short. It just makes me wonder what happened on Cargo. You know.
Maybe they got their cargo game together for Cargo 2.0 and
put their cargo shorts on.
Yeah.
Just not in
they
time.
weren't wearing the right pants.
Yeah.
Miyagi coming out with the shield strat, like I said. I'm predicting.
Absolutely. I think we saw the round downstairs, SMC not running a shield, so they're not afraid to just avoid that. Sickness advanced up pretty far forward. They got to be careful of this position here.
Sickness TV will have... I think Miyagi will definitely call out where the defensive line will be, because he can see their forefront, Sickness, pretty easily if he just peeks out a little bit.
That nade was just a touch left. If it had been into the center of that container, it would have definitely caught the backside of Miyagi. Another long toss catches Sickness, and I wonder if Soda's going to rotate. He does catch the shield user, and Soda has been on fire this round as he takes a double here, getting Kagan and the shield on his back.
Soda just went double digits with his kills, so yes, he's on fire.
Unreal. What is this man eating for breakfast in the morning?
I'd say Captain Crunch with a hint of steroids.
It is doing work for him. He is 10-2 right now. As Legionnaires are on the back foot. Where have they gone? They are so far back. They're still at spawn now.
Yeah, definitely not a good sign when you're a minute and a half into a round and you haven't moved up 10 feet.
Yeah.
Raider's going to go for this res on his captain. At least that's what it says on the site. I think it's Eric, really, but...
Legionnaires have bounced back a little bit. It wasn't looking good for a second. But we're into a 4v4 now. There is utility available here on the body that Raider is going to be going and grabbing for. Another smoke and a flash. A nade comes in just a bit far off to the backside, and Raider's safe for now as they make their push into the smoke.
Yeah, it seems to think about top deck. There's no walls for nades to bounce off of, so your throws better be on point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Raider out from the smoke, gets caught by Sickness. Captain Soda catching Kagan. The push coming in. Mayhow finds one. Sickness could charge around the corner and get himself another. Mayhow catches him looking at the pad. How did Zarek get back there? Zarek with the long rotation is on the backside of SMC. Landon checks his pad, realizes he's the last one left alive, and I think he hears the footsteps of Zarek inside here. He's definitely checking.
Yeah, he's pointing his gun right at where the sound is emanating from. He knows exactly where Eric is.
Don't you avoid that X there. Don't you give that to him.
I've always called him Eric, sir.
No, it's Zarek.
Zarek, okay.
No, your names have been on. We'll go with your naming scheme is much better than mine. Jeez. Eric with the shots on the backside catches Landon on the 1v1. A huge 1v1. Legionnaires keep the lead and get back on top 3-2.
Yeah, winning a 1v1 against Landon Jordan is no small feat. He's one of the strongest players out there.
Look at Soda, 11-3 with 2 revives.
Yeah, Captain Soda is the captain now.
I am your captain now. Good stuff, man.
Even with Soda at the helm, they still have to find 2 wins. But all Legionnaires have to do is just kill everyone once and boom.
What's our objective? Where are we going? Oh no. Yeah, it's the center of upstairs, so it's not exactly an easy one to defend.
It's the forklift one.
Yeah.
By the way, Dante, OSHA rules state that all forks on a forklift must be all the way down when in resting position. Can we get a fix for that? Thank you. I don't know how they work in, like...
There's tanks, there's stuff lying around all out of order, and that's your concern?
Yes! It's a trip hazard, sir!
Like, there's a lot of those on this map, okay? There's crates, there's open crates of ammunition, okay?
Wartime.
And you're worried about forklifts. Well, we'll see if Legionnaires are worried about forklifts as they go on the defense and have to defend the forklift objective to get this map, their map pick, and tie things up 1-1, and we go into that lovely 3rd map series decider.
Now, there isn't much room to move up here before you make contact, so this first push is extremely crucial.
And right away, Landon catches some of that over-aggression on the defense from Raider. Puts SMC Tactical into a nice 5v4 real early into the round. And here come the nades.
A nice airburst. Doesn't find anything, but timed perfectly.
Shots out on the bottom floor. Pwnecake has one downstairs, and that's going to be a serious threat for this defense, because now they have to watch the stair entry point as Soda charges in and catches another one. This man is just glued to kills. He's on the backside now, maybe able to find himself another 2 more. He's in a bit of a trade here with Mayhow. Zarek getting aggressive, catches out Sickness. Soda catches Zarek on the backside. Where's the refrag from Mayhow, though? It's not here yet. SMC 4v1 now. They could cap right here. Mayhow catches out Soda. Ponecake just goes for the kill. An interesting choice. No cap.
I feel like he could have capped, but he probably had a different perspective on things.
Yeah, I suppose. And I guess what are the other available objectives that we would be going to? Yeah, one that I think is a lot easier to defend. This far back objective on the back side of the boat, the stern.
Now it's been a while, but there's some cheeky capping points in here too, I believe, right?
Yeah, you can tuck yourself into an odd corner or two over here and punch in the code. Absolutely.
Well, if I remember correctly, you used to be able to cap at this window.
Yeah.
Just food for thought. Not trying to spoil anything.
I'd be surprised though if Legionnaires went for a cap right here. I think you play.
They don't need to.
Yeah, I think they play it a little bit slow, take their time, try and find that early pick like SMC did last round.
And we've always seen SMC really hunker near objective, so
it's gonna be hard.
I don't think there's ever really a point where a cap is much more strategically sound than going to wipe out the squad.
Right. Yeah, it does happen from time to time, even to the best of teams. They'll leave open the objective for a cap, you know, but yeah, I'd be surprised to see that in week 1 where one of these top tier teams gets lazy, because these guys are rearing and ready to go. I know all of the teams have been waiting for this league to start. And now that we're season 1 is underway, the lobbies are back and everybody's practicing, and it's a good time to be an Onward fan.
C4 this time. It's a pretty good objective to use a C4 on. Plenty of walls to plan on. He's choosing to go downstairs. It's a good place.
Oh. And you'll notice whenever these guys plant C4, they never plant it facing the entry of the Marsoc, because there's all sorts of ways you can defuse the C4. You can shoot it, you can knife it, you can blow it up with a nade of your own. And Ponecake, the lead aggressor, gets up here, finds one, almost finds 3. Can't confirm the second, as Raider picks him off and finds the revive.
Bold move from Ponecake. It's anyone's match, but now he's out of the equation.
I think actually Ponecake grabbed 2 there. Yeah, Legionnaires on the back foot real early. 5 and change left on the timer. But they're all together, and they can start making their way up here. Beefy's kind of trained in over to this side after hearing all the gunshots, so we'll see if they get careless and expose themselves to any angles for him.
The nice thing about Tanker, I should say, is that you have these windows which are bulletproof, because that's on ships, and you can actually see where the enemy is legally, without having to find any glitch spots, which is illegal. I don't think there's really any other maps that have windows that you can safely look out of.
Not exactly easy to see though. Beefy here without the night vision. Doesn't have the clearest of vision through that dark tinted window, and well, I guess he does as he peeks out and catches Mayhow trying to rotate onto that left side. North side, sorry.
That's his first kill of this map.
Yeah, he's been letting Soda do all the work.
Yeah. What a nice guy.
And this is looking like SMC winning the series. Unless Kagan... Yeah, I'm doubting Kagan. He's got a lot in store here. He's got to go 1v4, and I think he's going to opt to go downstairs where there's still that C4 planted on that barrel.
Well, just because you're doubting him, I'm going to root for Kagan, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna root for him in the off chance that he wipes all
like
four of SMC. I believe in you, man. I believe in you. Knight doesn't, but I do.
Todd's sending his energy your way. 6 minutes delayed though, so maybe you'll do good next round.
It's going cross country. It'll take some time. Amazon isn't, you know, immediate.
Can't just send energy instantly.
Only with a Prime subscription, and I don't have that, so sorry. It'll happen next map. Kagan is slow boating it through the tunnel system here.
Inching his way closer and closer to a potential C4 explosion.
Where is that C4 again? Didn't see him place it. Oh, it's on. No, it's not on the ground.
Got you.
Oh, I see it now. See, even if I was facing that way, I wouldn't be able to see it.
Uh-huh. Tucked in
Pretty good
there.
spot, actually.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I don't know if those barrels are exactly bulletproof, so the explosion might even be able to go through.
Well, they're not just going to detonate it for no reason, so Landon will have to spot him or...
We're about to see that soon.
C4 never needed as Landon wins the trade, and SMC take map number 2 and the series 4-3.
A hard fought last series map. It's not our last map, definitely,
No.
but it was a hard fought map for Legionnaires. They just weren't able to find that final.
Yeah, they couldn't ride the momentum that we were talking about. They just couldn't manage to get that last round under their belt, and I think that their one opportunity was when they were on defense and they had that 3-2 lead. But SMC is not a team to roll over, and they did not make it. They didn't have it easy by any means. At least this map. We'll see how they do on their map choice going into map 3.
No, definitely, and a win on Cargo would definitely have made a difference in the mentality.
A little update for you if you're not tuned in. I guess spoiler alert for the Space Force game.
Aw, man.
You can close your ears. Close them up, dude. It is currently, spoilers coming in hot, 3-0 on second map on Cargo. I think it's the second map. Space Force up 3-0, so I assume they won that first map since they were up 3-0 on the first one. And I think we're getting the sort of first week. We're gonna have. I think this is gonna happen. You know, we'll have some close battles for sure, but I'm also anticipating a few ones where you have kind of Globo coming in strong. You got Space Force coming in real strong. I guess I wasn't really expecting that, but teams got to kind of feel each other out, and this first week is a real brawl to get that early MMR boost. And I'm not surprised to see these sort of disparities in rounds won. Once that MMR settles in, though, I think that, like, you know, week 2, week 3, that's when we're really going to start to see some fun high tier matchups. Currently awaiting players to hop into the lobby, so just give those guys a little bit of time. another spelling quiz for all of you. How do you spell Legionnaires? Time's up. Did you spell it with one N and no I's? You're wrong. There's two I's in Legionnaires. Don't you know anything? Looks like our third map is going to be Downfall. Finally going to the long range. And I think SMC is doing some roster swapping here after securing themselves the series. They're going to try and get their subs some work in, and that's a smart thing. I love seeing that, man. Working in your entire squad, because it's important to have everybody on point, everybody working together, even the new additions to the team. So maybe they're trying to get I have Trip It right now. We're still missing two more from SMC before we'll be diving into the third map. Ooh. And the yikes, the update. Space Force are looking good. Wow, watch out for them. They went 12-0 against Ember. Looking good. And that's some nice early MMR for them. That's for sure. Help boost them up to a good spot early in the league. I know they have another match coming up later this week. I think Trip's going to try and cast that one. Head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward/matches. You can see all of the scheduled matches, who they'll be casted by, and when. Coming up on Saturday, we have Trip picking up Space Force for Silent But Deadly. Man, if Silent But Deadly is not ready for Space Force, they could be in for a rude awakening, because Space Force really taking it to Ember today in this challenge. Maybe Ember were not ready for this either. We have that. And then Sunday, we have me, Dead Logic on the Pacifists in the morning. And then Noman and Sleepy with SMC Tactical and Danglers. And then again, myself later to the night with Fury versus Mayhem. So Onward up the wazoo. What the kids like to say. And yeah, we have a full roster, almost a full roster of subs here. Captain Soda and Sickness remaining, and the captain and that dominating killer. Soda staying on to the roster, and they brought in Miracle Dev, Triple Nipple, and Edna Jordan to sub in, and we'll see how they square away on Downfall. Maybe this rotation's a bit more confident on the long-range maps. But if Legionnaires are expecting an easy map win here, I think they're going to be rudely awakened, because unless my intel is incorrect. We'll see. We'll see how SMC performs. No subs, for what it's worth, out of Legionnaires. And Todd, I believe, dealing with some tech difficulties, should be joining us at some point in this round, so you'll hear his voice chime in whenever he's ready. If you are coming over from Master League 2, welcome. Noman, great cast. You killed it. It was the best cast I've ever heard. I'm just telling. I haven't listened to it. I'm sure it was great though. A real slacking out of Space Force though. You gotta watch out for them this season, that's for sure. They were just getting together last season, you know? They found who they wanted, and they're sort of feeling out how they're gonna play, and I think this season, if they're playing like that, I mean, I want to see how they square. This is how they started off last season too, though. They came in really strong. They came in real strong, but still waiting. Both rosters all loaded up and ready, so we should be Diving into map number 3 for Onward VR Master League. Legionnaires have taken a bit of a punishing defeat in the series so far, losing map 1 on Cargo 4-0, and then just barely missing an opportunity for a map win on Tanker 4-3. Defensive smokes coming out, allowing them to advance up that hill into that building there. Raider's going to try and tuck himself in, and he's going to be safe since the spawn coming in from SMC was that far northeast spawn. I don't think they have that line of sight. Those smokes definitely paying off for Raider. Definitely necessary. And he's up in that second story now. He's going to be a threat that SMC is going to have to worry about. Mayhow downing Soda, trying to advance on one side. And he's tucked into this window. Hard to see here. He has a completely exposed SMC tactical attacker and can't hit the shots. Can't get the reload off in time. And now he's being suppressed, but he has found one, and it's a confirmed kill, so no res available. Almost shoots himself radioing in there, too. That sort of shuts down SMC's plan of taking over the east. Miracle Dev finally getting those shots onto Mayhow. The super tight angle through the window. An excellent shot from him. Smoke to allow the crossing there from Sickness as he makes his way up that far west side. And Trip and Edna. Almost said Landon there. No, this is not a alien language. This is their names. Fun bugs around here sometimes. Does look like Miracle Dev, after catching a couple of kills, going to make his way up here. An odd smoke bug, I think we're seeing, and spectate, but the smokes are out there. Not necessary since nobody is posted up in any of these buildings. Maybe he doesn't know he got that kill in the second story, playing it safe, but yeah, I don't think he's sure he has that kill. He'll see the dead body there, confirms the kill, scavenges whatever utility is available, and now he has command of this entire east side. He can bear down on the defensive Legionnaires, and it's going to be something there. They cannot rotate now. They have to stay in their positions and stay tucked in, or Miracle Dev could have an angle. A little trade there, Zarek catching out Sickness, trying to rotate through the smoke. Really pumping the rounds into that body, making sure no res is available. SMC now down 3v4 as shots come in from Trip onto the defense. Oh, and Meowgi in the White House catches him out. It's definitely a hard window to get the shots in, and Meowgi getting the kills. Take a quick look at the scoreboard. The first one for him in this round. But SMC Gonna have a hard time now into this 2v4. Miracle Dev trying to find that slice of an angle into White House. He's so exposed here. He's lucky nobody has an angle onto him, and he does go down as Kagan finally peeks and spots him out. Now more shots from Raider here. He's definitely got a great angle on objective. Once he got the smokes and got up here, it's going to be real hard for Edna to get up there. She was trying to go in for the cap on the corner, and it's caused a rotation. It's forced a push, and Edna diving around bullets. Zarek team killing Kagan. Edna is doing some interesting work here. Gonna be real hard with the Overwatch in the 2-story, but she has 25 seconds left, so she can find the kill in the 2-story, which she can't as Raider picks her off. If she had just found that kill, there was a chance of a cap, but can't quite get it. Legionnaires take their defensive round on downfall and take a lead 1-0. Celebrity Noman's in chat, everybody. The celebrity caster. Noman VR, the legend. Chatting it up with you right there. And I just think SMC kind of got... If they had had the second attacker alive here on the east, I think their approach onto objective would have been a lot more effective, but allowing Raider to get up into that 2-story gave him complete overwatch over that objective, and there was just no way that they were going to get a cap unless they killed him there. So a really nice investment of utility. I think they used 3 or 4 smokes to get him there, so worthwhile to get him up there and have him be a defender. We'll see how SMC defend the objective as we go into round number 2, map 3.
Trip, you want to take the wing side?
The what?
The side?
I can. You want me to? You want to
Yeah,
shoot?
yeah, because I got the foregrip, yeah. Without a suppressors. Oh, okay. All right. We'll both check it, and then you can move out.
Go down.
Close on, straight.
Trip and Sickness peeking up. They have great lines of sight down onto the spawn from this hill. And they quickly identify, but the push is coming in fast. Legionnaires quickly getting 3 into the center building. Definitely the move to make, and they actually managed to get Mr. Miyagi into a pretty forward spot with no utility invested. And there's some interesting new cover options for him in here as he tries to shoot out these windows. Finds Captain Soda.
I think I got one down a dumpster. Might.
Hagen and Raider being suppressed now by Edna and Miracle Dev, who are aware of their position inside that center building. Pretty common rotation after identifying the spawn for that team to be charging into that building, so definitely watching it. But these new, man, a lot of it's such a minor adjustment, but just adding this bedding and the extra plank here as cover is huge. It allows all sorts of different angles for them for Miracle Dev to take here and check that bottom story. So if you're not aware of these new options, you definitely can expose yourself to an easy headshot from Miracle. See if he can get it. He has the nade out. I think he heard that rotation. He got a little nervous. He's going to try and dump that around the corner. No, he went for a interesting toss there. Miyagi with a real nice line of sight on the Miracle Dev. Doesn't get the shot as he crosses the window.
We're just
Raider trying to get a pre-fire in one of those windows. Doesn't really find it though.
SMC down to 3 left alive as Legionnaires still have all 5 and a lot of time on the clock. 4 minutes left for them to advance in. And they have used almost no utility to get to where they are.
The Legionnaires are kind of falling behind on themselves. They have 3 people in the middle hotel, but they also have people watching places that are currently unoccupied by defense.
Maybe being a little bit overcautious on this approach. Sort of something they sort of I haven't really seen aggressive pushes from Legionnaires yet in this series. Maybe SMC Tactical just sort of keeping them slow paced. I guess we did have that. They tried to go fast on cargo, and that got shut down. And so they almost won on the second map playing a little bit slower, and now I think we're seeing that. They're trying to slow it down here, find the picks, and it's working for them as they're in that 5v3 advantage.
And it makes sense because SMC is a very adaptable team.
Mhm.
They're used to playing at high intensity rates of gameplay. So it's really not surprising that they are experts when it comes to, you know, smokes everywhere, guns blazing.
Watch smoke and toss there behind the back, but does readjust as you can in Onward. A great feature that I love. Probably see that readjustment here as they make their way up through the smoke. A lot of fire coming in from Trip, though. He does have the angle right down onto these guys. He comes out super exposed to push around from one. Sickness catches Kagan. Miyagi goes down to Trip. Mayhow catches out a Miracle Dev and a team kill coming in. Puts Legionnaires into a 3v2. These are great smokes, allowing Raider to be completely covered from Trip. Trip catching another out, getting Zarek, and he is doing work here as Sickness denies Raider the opportunity to get even closer to the objective, and they're into a 2v1. As Trip gets into a trade between Mauhau and secures SMC Tactical around and ties it up to 1-1.
I think the major issue in this round, at least the half that I saw, since y'all didn't know, my computer decided that it didn't want to watch Onward today.
Yeah.
Is that Legionnaires' offense was very spread out while they were doing attack that should be done when everyone is together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should have all been there, all using their utility on that one cross. You know, really smoking it out heavy, getting the suppressive fire you need, sending one around. You know, you're absolutely, yeah. They could have played that a bit differently, but yeah, having them spread out and Trip, getting a bunch of kills there, 3-1 after that second round.
And if I think Radar actually looked for that peak there, he could have capped definitely. And
yeah, if he had gotten Sickness, the objective was completely open.
Sickness's spot is a little uncommon, but not too. I've seen other people do it, which is it's not very well covered and not very well used.
Yeah. If you're not already, make sure you're following Onward_VRML on Twitter. That way you can always be up to date on when the live broadcasts are going to be coming at you. Great way of making sure you never miss any of that good Onward action. But we're not going to miss any of it here as we get into the second round of the third map. Sorry, third round of the third map. We're all tied up 1 apiece. SMC, however, have secured the series, and they have put in their subs, Edna Jordan, and 2 new additions, Triple and Miracle Dev. Legionnaires looking to just get on the board, and I mean, if they can get a map here, they really will have a light blow to their MMR. They'll take it as a little chunk as they can if they can manage to grab this map after almost winning the second one.
Go second floor. Alright. Actually, can you make it to...
We're gonna see a 3-2 push coming out of SMC Tactical here. And the key with this push is to really line up both attacks so that they happen at the same time, leaving the enemy wondering which side is it really going to come from.
Yeah, and you know, the right move is to come around this south side right now against this Legionnaires defense. They have complete control of the south ravine. They can take control of the white building and have a nice angle down into that objective backside. They can take that. They can go into the underside of the objective and cap through the wall here. So definitely a weak point for the Legionnaires defense. Kagan's really the only one defending that bottom approach. Zarek is upstairs, but if Kagan goes down and someone gets in, it's gonna be real hard to deny the cap there.
It's not a bad idea putting Kagan down there. He's been so
No,
consistently
absolutely.
good throughout all the maps.
True.
It's definitely, it's not much of a defense, but it's a formidable one nonetheless.
Very true. Trip has an overwatch position as Sickness makes his way through the ravine. That north rotation getting pretty close to the to having some action over there. When I think Soda could have been identified by Eric up there.
That X is really messing with you.
Hey, you know what I realized? It's just Legionnaires. They've never corrected me on the names. I've called him N4 for so long, and yeah, it's just they're too nice over there.
Wait, what do you call Gattaca then?
Who?
G4, T4.
G4.
That's Gattaca.
Let's see.
We've always called him Gattaca.
No, I've always called him G4.
Well, I mean, you call Noman Noman.
I know. You're right. This is why I need to update my
Such a
naming of
hypocrite.
Legionnaires. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're not understanding my tone.
That is true. You are a recovering hypocrite. You are correcting your heathenistic ways.
Sickness takes control of the White House. He'll have a great angle down, and Soda gets himself another kill. Takes some shots from Eric, though. Almost put the X in there.
I used to call him X-Eric. Just
That's worse than Zarek. And with the smokes comes a lot of pre-fire from Legionnaires. They're worried about a potential push. That's not really coming. Edna on the backside does get one. And that's where the push is really happening on the south approach. They have completely forgotten that 3-2 split has done exactly what you were talking about. It divided their attention. They focus so heavily on the north. They're not even aware of what's going on here. Trip. A huge pick from Kagan going down, and if Sickness had made that crash in with him, that may have been a completely different story here. Sickness could be capping right now. We'll see if he can get Kagan, because that still is definitely a huge hole in their defense. What do you think about that? He got the ace cog scope. Doesn't hand the shots with it. He's too close range. I was just about to say that. That's got to be hard to land those shots. Kagan finds Edna, and he's doing work down here.
One down.
Holding the line for Legionnaires. Sickness catches out Mayhow, trying to rotate and be helpful over here. Meowgi.
if he has his gun up, but he doesn't. He sees it, but he didn't even shoot. think he's trying to rotate around to where he can see Kagan.
He might be out of ammo.
He does have a smaller mag.
Tries to not see a gun swap.
I think he has enough.
28 seconds on the clock. Miyaugi's rotating hard. Will he hear the footsteps? He doesn't see Miyagi. Does take the shots and misses them. Kagan pushes around the side, and Miyagi and the Kagan duo hang on to their south defense and put themselves up 2-1.
Legionnaires looking too good too late.
Yeah.
I really think that they should have done this map before Tanker.
Mm.
I think they could have won this one. So
Well, this is SMC's map choice. But no, they picked Tanker.
SMC picked Tanker.
No. I thought SMC was home.
Legionnaires picked Tanker. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
You're tripping me up, man.
Well, you're saying they should have picked
think...
this map, but SMC's the one that chose this.
Yeah, but Legionnaires is winning right now.
I know. Yeah, I agree. They should have gone with a longer. They should have gotten away from the close range stuff because that just wasn't working for them.
I am liking the greenery that is added to this map. Used to be just like the Sahara Desert, but now...
Yeah, the graphical update on here is nice, for sure.
It feels more like the Middle East now.
Are there any new hills that you like here?
Well, the weird thing is, my first impression of this place is because they added these mountains that surround the map in the background, it makes the actual map feel smaller when it's the same size.
Oh, interesting.
You feel a bit more boxed in.
Mm-hmm.
It really kind of blew my mind at first. That's
Yeah.
what mountains do.
Well, that was one of the things that is like a kind of a player that's played so long and is so used to certain backdrops. Like my orientation on maps gets thrown off now that they've changed. I don't know where I am when I spawn in almost.
I mean, if you stick to like your basics, know where you can get
yeah.
to.
I have to actually look at what I'm in instead of just like seeing you know. I have to pay
It does make it
attention.
harder when peeking on like ridge lines, because you're used to seeing just a silhouette of a person there, but now there's a mountain there. So
True.
Dumpster.
Miyagi catching out one early for Legionnaires on that bottom dumpster building. That is bad news. If you lose that one, like I've been saying, you have a huge hole in your defense, an easy cap opportunity there. Edna is
SMC.
there. Ooh, Edna escaping a lot of fire. Trip catches out Miyagi.
See, she's just the right height to be able to dodge bullets naturally.
Just skating by there. A lot of bullets zipping around her. Kagan trying to find that angle so he can make his way into that backside of the objective building.
We're not seeing such like a definitive push that
Yeah.
SMC displayed. I'm kind of seeing more like a let's just surround them and spread out kind of tactic. Still
Yeah.
could work. Still has the same principle in mind. It's just you don't have that backup whenever you get yourself into a sticky situation.
Zarek with a real big pick on the Trip in the center. It opens up the map a lot for this circle offense to kind of start to close in on objective.
I don't think he's ended Trip yet.
I don't think he has either, unless we got a mini map. But no, it still says he's up. Trip's just being quiet, doesn't want to give it away, and there's the confirm. So now SMC into a 3v4. Drone available for Eric. There it is. He should be able to identify Edna's position here. Or Cygnus's position, excuse me. Cygnus quickly denying that information. And Miracle Dev catching out Raider, trying to rotate. I think that was actually a shot into that window, so a nice pickup from him. SMC into a 3v3.
Legionnaires. Well, Kagan did have the White House, which I think is probably one of the most powerful positions on this objective. Can really shut down any rotations into, say, like basement or anything basically nearly around the objective you have a view of.
Yikes, this looks like Kagan getting a little bit greedy. I think he wants to grab that smoke from his down teammate, but if he goes that far, definitely going to be exposed to Sickness. Although they should know Sickness is there. They did just see it in with their drone. Oh, he gets it. Wow, he's lucky Sickness didn't take those shots.
I think Sickness is still trying
Okay,
to, still thinking he's not seen.
With 3 smokes.
220.
Kagan radioing in that he's gonna
Don't let him
smoke
make a
everything
rush,
up,
Rico.
and then everyone commenced their attack. Let's see how this goes. Oh, but he gets down before he can even execute his plan.
So interesting. Maybe just a lack of communication on the position of Sickness there, but they should have known right where he was. Maybe Eric didn't see him on his drone.
I mean, the weird thing about that spot is there's so many like black items kind of spattered about.
Right.
It's easy to think it's just one of those.
Right.
Especially if he's particularly still at the moment.
Now this is an interesting option. If Eric thrones his way up, he may be able to find a gap in the defense. Sickness does have an angle that he checks every once in a while onto that little lane there. But yeah, Eric's going to try and do this. If Sickness keeps checking, he should spot it. But look at that great crawl animation. Beautiful. Just kicking his way to victory here. Eric may find the cap. This could be map for Legionnaires if Sickness doesn't check this angle, and I don't think he's going to. This has happened so much in this league, too. This cap corner, this prone cap, nobody's going to check it. Eric is here. Sickness, after the shots come out, does see. No, he doesn't see Eric even after those
Not even
shots.
peeking. He's looking at his tablet. He peeks now.
Oh, no, not in time, Legionnaires. Punch it in and take map 3, 4-1.
Very good play style change up from Legionnaires.
Yeah.
Very aggressive and realized that they need to tone it back against this team and just played it to the basics, basically.
Yeah, they definitely proved that they are not they're worthy of that gold tier ranking at the very least. They definitely gave a good fight here up against SMC. Important to remember, SMC did bring in the subs, but that shouldn't matter. They're still a strong team with those new additions. So Legionnaires just pacing themselves better on this little longer range map, and I mean that's exactly what they needed. A huge win on that final map. Now a total scoreline of 9-7. They're really not going to suffer too big of an NMR hit.
Oh, definitely not, especially with a map win like that.
Yeah.
Definitely brings up the scores pretty well.
Yeah. But I think that's going to be it for us on Friday night. Man, what a great night for Onward. A bit of a blowout from Space Force as they dominate Ember 12-0. But over here, SMC Tactical versus Legionnaires turned out to be quite a good battle. It was looking like SMC were in their regular form as they took Cargo 4-0, but they battled their way for that tanker win 4-3, and Legionnaires finally turning it on in that final map. What a fun series to cast. Todd, thanks for joining us today. You got any final words?
Not really, sir.
Okay. I'd like to quickly shout out VR Cover and Pro2 VR for sponsoring the league. We always appreciate the support from those sponsors. And any other sponsors that want to join us, hey, reach out, okay? We're taking them. We're taking all takers. And if you want to get involved in the league, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/Onward, where you can sign up for a team, register to be a reservist, where you can join a team if they need a spare. And also you'll find the Discord, Twitter, and Twitch links so you can get involved in the community. I highly recommend you go do it. It's where the good stuff is at. That's going to be it from us this Friday night fight. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Todd Habercorn. We will see you Sunday with more action.
Take care, y'all.